Hey, well, hello, everyone. First and foremost, I want to say thank you so much, Carmen, for that introduction. I am very excited, and believe it or not, I'm like a little nervous to do the call today. It's let me tell you something. For all of you, I think all of us know each other. There might be a new person on the line, but here's what I'm going to invite you to do. Okay, whatever you know of me, okay, I want you to put it aside, okay, and I want you to listen from a different perspective. The reason is because of this, okay? So here's the thing I am going to ask you. Well, actually, I'm going to tell you hello, and I want to introduce myself, even though we know each other, Diana, we know each other, Leah or Claudia, Tova, we know each other. You don't know me. Why do I say that? And you might even want to make this a goal of yourself. And that is that for the last couple of weeks, especially the last couple of days, I am not the same person. And I'm going to invite all of us to look at this year as 2021. And I want you to write this down if you want to. And that is the year of transformation and the year of evolution. Why do I say that? I heard somebody, I'm not even going to lie, this is not even my idea. Okay, I heard someone say this and they said, allow me to, hi, nice to meet you, Carmen. I haven't seen her in person since Mazatlan, right? So if I were to see Carmen, who I've known for years, I would say, hi, nice to meet you, Carmen. She's probably going to be like, Karla, like, I already know you. And I'm going to tell her, no, you don't. Because who I was in Mazatlan and who I am today are not the same woman. And who I am going to be next week is not the same woman. And when I heard that, I was like, I don't know about you, but because I love change, okay? I was like, I love that. And so if you want to adapt that idea, I will, yes, let me reintroduce myself, Sandy. Let me reintroduce myself, because who I am today is not who I was last week, is not who I was last month. And shame on me. This is not judgment on you. Shame on me if I am the same person. Okay. So if you guys are like, what is going on with this woman? I don't know what's going on with me. But let me tell you, I'm on freaking fire. Okay. So I'm so excited. And I'm going to tell you guys why I have been on fire. Okay. And so first and foremost, for those of you guys seriously who don't know who I am, my name is Karla. I have been involved with this amazing company for 26 and a half years. Okay. So in June, it will be 27. Okay. Crazy. I know I look like I'm 21, but I'm actually 43. Okay. So in all seriousness, this is a little bit about me. Okay. By the way, that was not that I was not being serious. Okay. But a little background about me. And that, so I got started in this opportunity when I was only 16 years old. Okay. And I have been an entrepreneur pretty much my entire life. And I want you to listen to my story, not for me, but I want you to listen to my story for you to discover yours. Okay. And that is that when I was 16, I got started with this amazing opportunity. I got signed up. Okay. But the reality is, my business started even before that. You see, I am the youngest of three. And we grew up in very modest home. We were never starving, but it was like a treat when we got camarones al mojo de ajo, which is shrimp with garlic, like a scampi, Mexican scampi. And that was like, oh my God, my mom worked overtime this month. So we got like camarones was like, the thing. And shrimp was the thing. And so that's how I grew up. We were I have always, and I don't care how you take this is a reflection of how you think about yourself, but I've always been ridiculously intelligent. I was in gifted intelligent education, which is GATE, when I was in elementary school. And the teachers thought that I cheated on my exam because I got such a high score, and they couldn't believe how a little Latina, okay, I'm Latina in case you can't tell, how a little Latina had such big grades. And I was put into Mr. Smith's office, principal, and you know, they were like wanting Miss Valenzuela, my teacher. I still remember their names. Okay, she was like, "Tell them you cheated," and I was like, "I didn't cheat. You know, hice trampa." Did you do 2 exams? Did you do the Spanish and the English one? Because I was in a bilingual education, and I was like, "No, Mom, no, I just did one." And then that's when, I'm sorry, Miss Valenzuela was the one that stuck up for me. I forgot the other teacher's name. And Miss Valenzuela was like, "No, this girl's really smart." And so they took me to a school called Gate. It was a junior high. And I was there once a week. And I would be there with all these kids. And all of a sudden, because I was in a not a good neighborhood school, I was super brilliant. I really wasn't, but compared to everybody else, listen to the story. I mean, I am smart, okay? But I probably wasn't as smart as they thought I was. But because I was in the environment where people were not, their parents were not, their parents were working so much, they probably didn't help them with school. I seemed freaking brilliant. So my question to you is, who are you comparing yourself to? Right now, when I was little, that me, because I grew up thinking I was like the shit. Then I went to the junior high. I don't know why the hell I'm telling you this. This was not part of my notes. But anyway, so I went to the junior high, and all of a sudden in the junior high, I no longer was la chingona. Now I was like everybody else. And now I remember the first day I walked into Kennedy Middle School, and I walked into that gate. My dad made me wear zapatos de charol, which are like those shiny shoes. When you're Mexican, you wear them to church. He's like, "You have to go looking really nice." And I was like, "I just want to wear Keds." Remember those? No, you got to go nice. So my question, I was taught since I was little that it matters how you show up. So I'm sharing these things with you. God knows I don't know why. Okay, maybe somebody needed to hear this, but I'm sharing these things with you because one of the things that has shifted in me the last couple of weeks, actually the last month, has been I have been, and I got to thank my husband really for this. I'll tell him later. Don't tell him, okay? I'll tell him later, score some points with him. But I got to thank him because him and I would always argue about this, and he would always tell me, like, "Karla, you're more than you think you are." And I'm here to tell you, and you're on this call as a supervisor. I don't care if you're new, if you've been in this business for a long time. I'm here to tell you, all you 43 people on this line, you are more than you think you are. And let me tell you why. What I got this weekend from the STS, type of 5-5 if you're present and listening, okay, at the STS this weekend. Who cried? I don't know how many times I cried with this lady, and I've heard her story before, but maybe because now I'm a mom, I really heard it, right? But I love what she said, and that is this. And here's the thing, I'm going to ask all of us, and I hope I'm not stepping anybody's boundaries, but I'm just going to say this, and you take this as you wish to build this business. If you're looking to make an extra $100, $200 a month, this might not be you yet. Write it down anyway. But if you're on here and you're like, "No, Karla, like, no kidding. I just got back from Pottery Barn. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. I used to go once. Somebody texted me and said, "I never go in those stores because I'm so afraid I'm going to want everything." And I said, "You will. The stuff is beautiful." And, you know, I don't know about you, but I've always purchased, even as press team, because I'm very I'm not frugal, but I'm very careful with my money since I've been married. Not before, but now that I'm married, my husband has me on a budget. And so I always wanted to buy dishes like the ones that you buy individually. You know what I'm saying? Not the ones in a box, like individually, okay? Like I was like, "Those are $22 a piece. Holy cow, you better not break those, Sebastian," you know? And so I walked in there today, and it was like if you want that life, if you really, really want that life, guys, the kind of life where you walk in and you really buy what you want, not what you can, but what you really, really want, if that is you, again, if you only want to make an extra $100, $200, $300 extra a month, write this down anyway, okay? But for those of you who you know that this is it for you, here's what I want you to write down. I got to show up to play the game. Number one, I have to show up and play the game. So all you 43 showed up and are playing the game. Now, here's the other thing, okay? And that's this. This is what switched my mindset. And this weekend, I couldn't put it into words because sometimes, in case you don't know me, I have a tendency to say the good thing in the wrong way. I have to like then call my team and be like, you guys, I'm really sorry. That's not what I meant. This is what I meant. Like, I have no problem apologizing. So I told them this, okay? I said, you guys, I just want you to know my resolution for, don't do this, okay? Don't do this. My resolution for 2021 is that I'm going to work with people that really want to work with me. I'm not going to call you anymore to be like, oh, I'm not going to be like, hey, Diana, don't wear that lipstick. Oh, Melly, don't wear. I'm not going to do that anymore. Now, if you want me to tell you whether those glasses are nice for you or not, then you call me. And everyone just looked at me, right? Well, I got in the car and I left. I was like, I don't think that came out right. So I called them all and I was like, okay, well, I recorded a message and I sent it to them. I said, I'm really sorry. But this weekend, the way she said it was like, that's what I was trying to say. And I share that with you because sometimes you think we all have it all figured out. Carmen doesn't have things all figured out. I don't have things all figured out. That's why the trainings are so important. Do you think I need another STS in my life? Yes. Yes, I do. Because that one phrase is going to change everything. And here's the phrase she said. Okay, she was saying how she was a basketball player and how, she had to show up to the game, to play the game. She had to show up to play the game. And I was like, that's what I was trying to say. And that's this. And that is that I have made a decision. Number one, I have to show up and play the game. I have to show up and play the game. And I will play with those that show up to play the game. Write that down. That makes I was like, that's what I was trying to say. She's obviously a lot more developed than I am because she said it. So I was like, I love that. I'm going to copy her. So the question is, are you ready? Are you like, I don't win because you show up. You're not showing up. Okay, number one, are you showing up one day? You're not showing up one day. You're showing up late to the game. You're not showing up the next day. Like there's so much inconsistency, right? So what has shifted in the last month is like, I didn't say it like this, but I was like, I am going to be on the court playing the game. And I am going to stop being so worried about somebody who's still in the locker room putting on their shoes and comes out right before halftime to play the game. Like before I would be like, which this is not the case because Tova is always on time, but I would be like, yo, Tova, why are you late? And then Tova now doesn't feel good. I don't feel good. And it's not a good thing. I finally got it. I'm like, oh my God, I just got to worry about me showing up. And when I show up, I get to play the game with those that are on the court also wanting to play the game. So I'm going to congratulate all 43 of you who were on time and all the other 7 who have showed up late. At least you showed up a little late. Okay, a little late, but at least you're here, right? So let's get started to the game. Let's get started with the game, okay? So I don't know why I was telling you guys that, but I think like something told me to tell you, or maybe some of you need to be reminded how great you are. Some of you need to be reminded, think back. I forgot about that elementary school story. I forgot about, look at the whole time since I was in elementary school, I have been challenged because of who I am. So why should I, the 43-year-old, be shocked? It's been happening my whole life. Diana, Leah, Claudia, Tova, Meli, who I see here. Thank you for your cameras. Kathy, Angie, Fabi, Jessica, Julie. I want you guys to start thinking about remembering who you are inside. Like, who's that little girl that was hustling? Maybe you want to hear something. This is so shady. This is probably the shadiest thing I've ever done in my life. But there was a thing to raise money about reading books. And they were like, so I had to go around to my uncles and say, would you sponsor me reading a book? And how much money will you pay me for every book I read? I don't know if you guys remember those. And my godfather is a millionaire. And so he was like, I don't know what he told me. And I'm like, come on, Padrino, you can do more than that. See, since I was little, I wasn't afraid to ask for what I wanted. And how many times are we older and we don't ask? We don't reach out to that person because we're so concerned, right? So my grandpa, my Nino said, okay, $1. Well, they never told me what book. So I grabbed the little tiny books and I read them. And my mom had a sign. I'm like, ya leí este libro. I already read this book. Write this down. Be creative. As we're closing the month, this month, number one, remember who you are. Like, you guys, I don't even know why. I seriously don't know why. I know God speaks through me. And it's like, some of y'all have forgotten, okay, who you are. And you're so concerned about other people and what they're going to say. Let me tell you something. The other day, my mom sent me a video. I'm going to send it to you guys. It's in Spanish, though. And it says, when you die, people will forget. Eventually, people will forget about you. I don't know my great-grandfather. I don't know who he is. Okay? And so why are we so concerned about what people think? And because of those concerns, you're holding yourself back from living the life that you truly, truly want. So, okay, I wasn't planning on telling you all that, but I really hope that it serves you guys. This year, you guys, 2021 has got to be a year on your own terms. Write that down. I will live my life on my own terms. What does that mean? That means, I'm going to tell you, we're going to master a couple of things. Can you please let me share? Oh, your sound is on, Carmen. If you can please unconnect your, there we go. Thank you, babe. Okay, so here's the thing, right? We're going to live life on your own terms. So here are some things. Now, this is really what I plan to tell you guys all day, okay? Carmen reminded me, thank God she's in my life. She's like, today's your call. I'm like, oh, smack. Thank you for telling me I'm going to get ready. Okay, so here's what I have, okay? So here's the deal, right? People major on minor things. People major on such minor things that somebody didn't say hi to me and now you're like devastated. That somebody didn't give you a hello and you're devastated. That somebody didn't reply back and you're like, oh my God, I'm never sending another message in my life. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so here's the thing. People major in minor things. So here's what you want to do. You want to master these areas of your life. Number one, your body. Number one, your body. Okay, so one of the things we really have to understand is that your body, you gotta have energy, vitality. Okay, you gotta have strength. So I don't know what you need to do to get yourself there again. Look, I am not ashamed to tell you guys, I got a few pounds to lose. I finally brought this scale home. First step. Write this down. Face the truth. Don't be like, oh, I'm thick boned. No, Karla, you are overweight. Because unless I tell myself the truth of where I'm at, I'm always going to be justifying myself. So if we're going to have a powerful business, if we're going to have a powerful life, because here's the deal, you guys have got to understand this, okay? Your business is a reflection of your life. Like one day you'll be like, wow, like my business is exactly like my life. Like you'll have that moment. I know that sometimes you're like, yeah, no, I understand. But one day you'll be like, whoa, like my business is like a reflection of my life. My life's a hot mess. My business is a hot mess. I am so inconsistent. My business isn't like, you'll get that. I finally got that last year. And I finally got that. I just have to worry about loving myself. Like I really finally got that. I told my therapist, Olga, I finally understand. I just have to worry about taking care of me and everything will take care of itself. She's like, yes. I'm like, I know you've been telling me this, but I finally get it. And guess what? Now that I'm like better, a little secret, like my husband's nicer. He like took me shopping today and like he's been really nice. And I'm like, what is going on here? I'm recruiting like crazy. What is going on here? Guess why? Because I've been taking care of the most important person, me. Every morning I wake up, I meditate. Every morning I work out, even if I don't feel like it. I'm like, come on, Karla, you can do this. Number one, you got to master your body. Number two, we got to master your emotions. Number two, we got to master your emotions. Listen, the quality of your life is completely related to how you feel every single day. So I'm going to tell you really, really, like, like today something happened and I was really, really exhausted. And my husband was like, hey, let's go get these dishes because we're like redoing things around the house. And I was like, you know what? I need to take like a 15-minute nap. And if you don't know me, give me 12 minutes. I'm like ready to go. I laid down and for a little bit, I was like, no, let's just go. And then I remembered, if I don't take care of me, I'm going to be grumpy. I'm going to be tired. So what, ¿qué más me cuesta? Like what, like 12 minutes is nothing. I said 15, but 12 minutes later I woke up. Okay. Just laid there. So here's the thing, master your emotions. And you have to understand that not everybody around you is going to always be happy for you. And not everybody around you is always going to love what you do and love who you are. You be you. Okay. You be you. Be respectful, but you be you. Number three, master relationships. Why is that number three? Because if you don't master the first two, it's going to be darn hard to master relationships. This business, you guys, is all about relationships. That's another thing I finally got. Like, you're probably thinking, yo, Karla, really? No, seriously, ask Raquel Figueroa. I was like, yo, I got to really work on this relationship thing. Ask Julie Contreras. I was like, yo, like, and then here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys something. Don't judge me. Well, you can judge me if you want, but I grew up being told that I don't have friends. I grew up being told that the only people that I could trust are my family. So I was raised like that. Now I'm 43. I don't get to say that that's the way I continue to be because that's the way I was raised. I'm just telling you, those were my beliefs. Listen to what I said. Those were my beliefs. So I'm going to ask you, what are your beliefs about relationships? Look, Olga once said to me, she said, what is, you are the kind of friend that everybody wants to have because you'll do whatever it takes if you really love them. But you're also the kind of friend that you're the friend from afar. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And she goes, I know that if I needed anything, I can call you. You'll figure it out. And I sure did. She was stuck in Florida and there were no flights. Hear me, there were no flights. I got her out of Florida. I paid for it. I flew her to another state. I put her up in a hotel. Okay? Like I am that person. Like as my friends, one time I asked them, I had some serious questions. I said, what can you always count on me for? And they all said, I can count on you for anything. And I said, what can you not count on me for? And he said, and they almost all of them said, I cannot count on you for letting us hug you, letting us love you, letting us be there for you. This was like years ago. And I finally got like, oh my God, I need to change that about me. So I'm going to sit here and ask you guys, What is it that you need to transform about yourself in the area of your body, in the area of your emotions, in the area of your relationships? And your relationships are a reflection of how you feel about yourself. I finally got that this year too. I don't know what's going on with the 2021. I don't know what stars are aligned. I'm going to call Olga because I feel like the veil has been like this on me, like, oh my God. But it all started with me being taking care of me. Number 4, gotta master your time. Okay, now here's the thing I'm gonna ask you. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this, and that is, what are you doing with your time? I want you to think about, where is your volume at today? Where is your volume at? How many new preferred members do you have? How many new distributors do you have? Now, if you're part-time, you could come and tell me I'm part-time, and then I can come and introduce you to other part-time people that are making things happen. There's a lady, her name is Kelly Surakawa from Hawaii. She worked full-time. So she built her business from 3. I'm not telling you need to do this. I'm just telling you what she did. She built her business from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. 3 hours, 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. She built her business. She had a little baby. She had to wake up, get him ready, take him to school, go work. And she was like a major person in the company. Come home really late and take care of the kid, get the homework and this and that, take a nap, go to sleep so she can wake up. And she built her business from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. and she got to president's team in under 5 years. So here's what I'm going to ask you. What are you doing with your time? I had to ask myself that too. So let me show you what I have done. Okay. And this is dramatically, I don't care what planner you use. Don't get hung up on what planner is that. The best planner is the one you're going to use. That's the best planner. Go get one at the dollar store. I don't care. Just use it. Okay. So here's how I'm doing it. So the first couple of weeks of January, you will notice that I was just writing things down. Okay. Then I'm going to tell you something. Okay. I don't have people around. Hold on a second. I have people around me that speak nothing but the truth to me, even if it hurts me, because I know that they do it because they love me. So somebody said to me, I see you doing all these calls and all this. Is that even being productive, Karla, or are you just busy? I was like, oh, these calls are so important. And then he said, but how's your business? Anyway, you don't want to know what he said. Okay. But anyway, so that's the kind of people I have in my life. But see, I now know also, I have learned that people will tell me, yes, tell me the truth. And then I do, and then they hate me. So Karla does not do that anymore. Okay. So, but here's the thing. If you are ready, find people that will tell you the truth. Okay. So I've got a few, and I only call them when I'm ready. Okay. They're like, and I tell, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And I told them, I said, I'm not going to like you, but I need you to tell me something. And I ask them, and then they tell me, and then I go, okay, I'm going to hang up right now. I'll call you later. Because it hurts. But here's the thing. I'm more committed to the progress than I'm committed to the pain. I'm more committed to who I'm becoming than I am committed to the concern that they have about me. I know that they love me is why they tell me. So when this particular person, he's a man, told me that, I was like, oh, vas a ver, cabrón. So then I thought, maybe I should look. So here's what I started doing. I started color whatever, my planner, okay? Obviously, I have not filled that out. I started color coding my planner. And this way, at a glance, okay, I could see how much time I'm dedicating to the different things in my life. How much time am I dedicating to just me? How many times I'm dedicating to calls that are important, like this call, but it's not making me any money? How much time am I dedicating to things like Power Hour, to things that are actually producing money? So that's the thing I did. So I am mastering my time. Okay. Next. Oh, wait, I have a little presentation I put together and everything, but obviously I'm not putting it on here. Okay, next. Okay, here we go. So number 1, okay. Where is it? Here we go. Your body, your emotions, relationships, which is shifted. It's okay. Number 4, your time. Number 5, mastering your career and your business. Here's what I will tell you about this, okay? And that is this, and that is that we need to learn about this business. Now, if you're new, I'm going to speak to 2 people, okay? Person A, if you're brand new supervisor on this call, you're probably like, holy cow, who's this girl? Don't worry, you'll learn to love me. Okay. If not, it's okay. I'll still love you. But like the first person is the person who's in the business. What do you need to master? You need to master just a few things. Write this down. You need to master about the products. You don't need to know all about the products. All you need to know is what you're taking. Like, what do they do? How to take them. That's it. What do we have and how to take them? That's it. What products do we have and how to take them? That's it. Don't worry about the entire catalog. Okay, just master 5 or 6 products that you love and promote those all day long. And then if all of a sudden somebody comes to you with something, then you go, oh, you tell the truth. You're like, you know what? I'm not too sure, but let me get that information for you, Diana Guerrero, and I will get right back to you. And then you go and ask, and then you come back and then you tell Diana. Okay, people appreciate the truth. So that's the first thing you need to master. Write that down. Master the products. What do we have and how to take them? Number 2, you got to master how to bring in new clients. That is why we have Side Hustle. And even if I'm on Side Hustle and I'm President's Team 15K, I'm on there. I learned so much. I'm like, oh, it's a good idea. The other day, had Jenny on the call on a Friday night. Were you on the call? I don't know. I was on the call. I was like, damn, Jenny, that's a good idea. So that's another reason why I'm on freaking fire, because I am connecting to anything I can. You see these little things have been game changers. I'm feeding my son and I'm listening to Jenny on last Friday night. I was like, damn, that was a good ass call. Okay. So you got to be able to get creative, how to get clients. And number 3, how to follow up with those clients. You got to take care of those guys. Okay, we're coming to the end of the month. You don't want to be that client, that distributor who's calling your clients like, please order, right? But it's like you're that person that's like, hey, Angela Chung, hi girl, and you're like, hey, Angela, whatever, right? And you have a relationship with her. So you got to learn to follow up with your clients. And number 4, you got to learn about the business. Now here, this is going to take time. You don't need to know everything. There are people on this line that don't know the marketing plan and they're making good money. That's okay. The computer will pay you no matter what. But what they do know is they know how to bring people into the business. They know how to love on them. They know how to help them. Okay. So that's what you need to know. Now, person B, supervisor on the call. If you're on here, I'm going to tell you something that was a huge game changer for me these last couple of days. Okay, this last couple of weeks. So right before the call, I don't know if you saw me on the call, but I was talking to my brand new distributor. She just sold $179 of product. She's like, Karla. I'm like, are you busy? I'm like, girl, I have 5 minutes. I have a call, but what's up? She's like, I just want to tell you, I just got my first sale. I'm like, so awesome, right? That is like, you have no idea. That fires me up. Why? Because she is on the court playing the game. I told her, I said, girl, I'm going to tell you something. I will play with you if you play. You sit down, I sit down. You walk out, I walk out. I will match you where you're at. She's like, Karla, I really want this. I'm like, then I want it for you, girl. You are going to count on me 1,000%. But as long as you play, I will play with you. I can't play with somebody who doesn't show up. I cannot play with somebody who doesn't call. Yo, coach, this girl's calling me all day long. I'm so sorry, Karla. I'm like, no, girl, I love it. You gotta go out there and get the information. So if you're a supervisor Carmen, you'll do the promotions at the end, okay? So as the supervisor, here's what I'm gonna recommend that you do. Maybe you already know the products. Maybe you already know how to get clients. You already know how to do follow-up. You already know how to get members to the company. So here's my question to you. Do you have something so that you can teach these guys how to do it? Okay, so if you don't, get together with somebody and go, okay, look, this is what I need. So here's what I'm doing. Write this down. This has changed everything for me this last couple of weeks. Anytime somebody asks me a question, I immediately think, what can I do, put in place so that I don't get this question asked again? Okay. And so whenever they ask me something, I think, what can I do? What can I put in place? I don't see you guys writing that down. This is gold. This is how you duplicate. Write it down. Tanya, Christine, Yadi, Alyssa, Maria Vallejo. This is how you duplicate, babes. You want to always, yes, I know you're writing down, girl, but I just got to call on somebody so you know I'm watching. Okay. All right. Tanya's like, I'm writing. So, this is how you duplicate. You start thinking about what do they need? What do they need? What does my team need? Okay. So number, whatever it was, because I messed up on my numbers on my notes. So that's why I put them over here, is master the business, master your career. What do you need? Number 6, master your money. Okay. I'm not going to talk a lot about this, but I will tell you this. For those of you guys, we're in the beginning of the year. If you're starting, don't worry. If you guys want to actually have a video, my accountant did a call for us. But for those of you guys who are ready to make some serious money, master your money, figure out, start separating your income from your Herbalife money from your regular money. Don't write this down. Don't steal from your business. Don't steal from your business. I'm going to punch a little bit, okay? But I say this because I really care. There are people that they're like, with all respect, okay? I'm saying this with the most amount of respect because I want you to walk into Pottery Barn and buy whatever the hell you want. There are people that won't go to an STS when we had them because it's like $40, but they got $60 nails, $200 hair. Listen, I can't even tell you how much I make because I can't. But I got that spray thing, because look at my hair. See, my hair grows right here. I have a lot of gray hair right here. I just got my hair done, okay? But right here, I got a lot of gray hair. And sometimes I will spray it because I can't get to the salon. Not because I can't afford it, can't get to the salon. But if I were a brand new supervisor, if I was a brand new world team, and it was between my hair and going to the event, I am so smart that I know that those $40 I'm going to invest in my business is going to give me the money. It's going to bring me the knowledge so that I can have a lot of moolah to dye my hair every 2 weeks, if that's what I need. But some people don't think that way, right? They think like, oh, or there's a promotion. They're like, how much do I have to pay? Yo, Carmen Mireles and Carmen Mireles' mom and myself, we just coughed up some serious money from Mazatlan. And it was like some of the best money I've ever invested. Okay, so master your money. Next and last, master your spirituality. Okay, why do I say this? Because here's the deal, you guys, okay? When you're good, like when you're so good, I don't know about you guys, okay? I don't know if you can feel me, like I'm good and things have not been good around me. If you knew all that I've been through, you'd be like, I would have never guessed. I've been going through a lot of personal problems, a lot, like a lot, okay? And because I've been going through so much personally is why I have invested so much into myself. Because I've been around enough people where I know that when things go bad, they hide, they run away, they don't show up. They completely disconnect from their dreams. They completely disconnect. Now, if you need to take a step back from people because of the circumstances, I understand. But don't disconnect from your dreams. Don't disconnect from the grind. Don't disconnect from your purpose. Because at the end, time goes by like that. Like that. And sometimes people disconnect because of misunderstandings. Do you have any idea how many people probably don't like me? And does it hurt? Yeah, I'm freaking human. But I'm not going to let Yadi, who I know she loves me, I'm not going to let Yadi not like me stop me from my dreams. Because guess what? Time goes by and I'm like, well, I'm not going to do this business anymore because Yadi doesn't like me. And then Yadi goes on with her life. 5 years later, Yadi's 50K Chairman's Club member. And I'm like, and I let my dream be stolen by my emotions. Don't do that. Take care of yourself. And the more things happen around you, the more you got to work on inside of you. You guys, like a lot has been happening, like, and it's been really, really, really hard since October. And then my boot camp got shut down. Like that was not easy because a client called a freaking city, and all we were doing was trying to make ends meet and figure things out. And then they called and it was like close and open, close and open. I had just signed a 2-year lease, and it was like then something really bad happened in my personal family life, and then Sergio was like, we need to get away. We're going to go away for 2 weeks. So we did. We came back. We had a quarantine for another 2 weeks. And then something happened. And my dad's like, I need you to come to Mexico with me. And it's like, I felt like, I don't know if any of you guys feel like this. I felt like the moment I was trying to come back into the business and something would pull me. And I was trying to come back into the business, like to get things moving, and something was pulling me. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. And I told Sergio, I'm like, I feel like every time I want to do something, something happens. And I finally got it. I'm like, God is testing me. God is testing me. Let's see, chaparrita. Because I'm 5 feet tall. That means shorty. Let's see, shorty, if you really want it. I finally got it. When my husband, I almost thought, like, when I got the phone call that he had in an accident, like, you guys, like, it wasn't easy. He's been in so much pain. He's been super grumpy. And I've had to be like, you know how men are, right? It hasn't been easy. But I just kept showing up. And I kept coming. And I was like, now more than ever, ask Carmen. I would log on to her power hours once in a while. I would do the 12 o'clock. What are you doing with your time? How are you building your business in the little cracks of your day? Are you like, somebody once said, Karla never follows me on Instagram. No, I don't. I hardly follow Carmen. I love her. I'll see sometimes, like what she's doing. I'm like, oh, cool. If I like something, I'm like, oh, screenshot, because I'm more concerned, no offense to you guys, but I'm more concerned about building the future of my son than I am to see what Yadi had for lunch. No disrespect. Do I see your guys' stuff? Yes, sometimes, But why? Because you guys, like, my time is so precious, especially, Sergio was like, and then he got his cast off. Now he's in more pain again, and I mean, and it's not easy, him being like, can you please tie my shoe? And it's not easy for him. So it's like all these things, you guys. So, but guess what? You just write this down, figure it out. Figure it out. If you really want this, you got to figure it out. Okay. And just to finish this, while I turn it over to Carmen, here's the thing, okay? Here's the other thing. And that is, you got to understand this. Write this down. Everyone is going to measure themselves differently. Everyone is going to measure themselves differently. Why? Because we all value something differently. Some of you value doing 1,000 points. Some of you value doing 10,000 points. So you're going to measure yourself differently. We got a few days before we end this call, before we end the month. It is the shortest month of the year. But guess what? You make things happen the last day of the month. So don't give me this, I wish there were more days. Don't worry about it. How are you measuring yourself? How are you measuring yourself? You got to ask yourself, how am I measuring? Am I like, oh, phew, I barely did. No, but I did my 2,500. That's great if you're starting. But you got to write this down. Up the ante. Up the ante. Increase your standards. That's what I've been telling myself. I'm like, I want to be a big volume producer. I've never been that person. I am really good at chasing the business, but I've never been that person. And then Raquel Figueroa was like, I freaking love that woman. She's like, stop saying that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then I remembered, stop saying you're right. Be like, yes, I'm sorry. I know. And then I remember saying, don't say I know. So I'm like, yes, you're right, Raquel. Yes, you're right, Raquel. Right? So who do you need to talk to? Again, when I was in elementary school, everyone thought I was a genius because everybody in that school wasn't that smart, right? Relatively speaking. Then they put me into GATE, and all of a sudden, I wasn't that smart. Why? Because it was who I was around. So what do you value? Okay, next. And I'm going to finish with this. Okay, you got to start looking at those metrics. Yes, don't be the biggest fish in the pond. Don't do that. Okay, and listen. Oh, I don't want to go there. Okay, so what do you value? Okay, what are the things? Just take a screenshot of this. I'm not going to go through this really quick. Just take a screenshot. What are the things that need to be measured in order for you to know that life is going to work out or not? What are the things that you need to be measured? For example, some of you guys need to have certainty, like, oh, I need to know. Some of you guys are like, don't take a step unless you know it's going to work. Just do it and it will all work itself out. Okay. Now, here's the thing you want to know. Okay. And I'm going to finish with this. I have a lot more notes, but that's okay. Here's the thing you want to know. Okay. One of the things, so I'll tell you something else that has me really fired up, is that I've been listening every single morning. Okay. I invest $69 a month to belong to this Facebook group. Okay. And I listen to this person every single morning. And I don't even know how much it is, something like that. And, and some of y'all like, you pay? Yes, I pay. Who is more important than me? Who? Now my lashes, I don't even have lashes on. I have mascara on. Thank you, Raquel, for the new mascara. Okay. But it's like, who is more important than me? Nobody. Not a date, not dinner. Nobody's more important than me. So every morning, because my husband was like, what is this charge? I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because he also was like, do you really need that? I'm like, yes, I do. Every morning, I listen to this and I meditate, right? And guess what that has allowed me to think about? And that is this. And that is, I tell myself, everything always works out for me. Write that down, Yadi. Write it down, girl. Everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. So when you don't know if you want to send a message or whatever, just tell yourself that everything always works out for me. And I tell myself, like, I keep declaring the kind of woman, the kind of person, because I also realize personally, I got to stop talking about just girls. I want men in my business. Okay. And so I started saying, like, the type of person that I want to attract. And I say it like, I want to attract this kind of person. And I want to attract somebody that if I message them, they message me freaking back. Like, I don't know if you guys realize this, and I'm going to end the call with this. You guys have no idea how lucky we are in Herbalife. I coach women at USC. They pay, ask Carmen, they pay $12,000, oh shit, $9,000 because there's a scholarship. They pay $9,000 to be part of a program that I teach. That is 3 months. $9,000 these women pay to get coaching from somebody like me. But it's not me. It's not me. What they're getting, what they're paying is for the coaching, for the community that you all have. You have access to all of us. You have access to Carmen. You have access to me, to Delfina, to Julie, to Naida, to who else is Claudia, to all the tap team. Leah, Diana, Melly, all these people who have, I'm sorry if I've missed any other tap team, Drea, like all the tap team, they have reached a level of success. They don't know everything. They don't, neither do I. But they're there and all you got to do is call. All you got to do is reach out. So as we're closing the month, don't hesitate. Don't be that person that's like, I wish I would have asked. Don't do that. I was telling my husband, he's like, why do you ask so much? I'm like, I've always been that girl. I was like, teacher, I have a question. And my friends were like, Karla, I'm like, yo, I got a question. I've never been the type of person that has been like, oh, I want to know. I ask. And if they don't want to tell me, they don't want to tell me. Why? Because life is short. And life is all about really, you guys, living your best life. And you guys are, all of us have a community that people pay a lot of money for. A lot of money they pay for what you have. And you guys have it. My question is, I want you, when you get off this call, I want you to think about, what am I doing with this opportunity? What have I been doing what am I going to do, and what am I really committed to doing for the rest of the year? I'm going to end with 2 questions. Number 1, write this down, please, all of you. I have all the cameras, I'm watching you guys, okay? Write this down. Number 1, what do I really want? I want you to write that down. What do you really want? And don't lie to yourself. Maybe what you really want is to buy your kids a brand new Mac. I don't know. What do you really want? Number 2, what are you willing? This question number 2 has 2 parts to it. Part A is, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? And number 2, what are you willing to give up? You cannot be like, what do you mean give up, Karla? Yes, you got to give something up. I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm not a freaking alcoholic, but I love to drink. I've given alcohol for 2021 because I knew that that was slowing me down. I was foggy. I was eating junk. The weight I have is partly, not only from the alcohol. So I was like, I got to give this up. This doesn't serve me. Some of you, maybe it's Netflix. Some of you, maybe it's certain people you hang out with. I'm not telling you to disown them. Maybe you just need to limit your time with them. What are you willing to give up, and what are you willing to do in order to have what you really want? Otherwise, you guys, it's going to be another year, another month, another quarter, another wish, another dream. But what if this is like, you know what? Excuse me, fuck it. I'm going to go for this shit. I'm going to go for it. Like, fuck it. I'm just going to go for it. Chingue su madre. And you just never know what happens. That's what I do when I'm like, when Leah's like, send messages. I'm like, hijo de su madre. I get like, what if they deny me? Like I go there, okay? I go there. That's one of my little things that I have. When I was a little girl, I'm still working on it, right? But I'm just like, fuck it, almost, you know? And, you know, and it's like, I'm like, this sucks. They don't reply, but it's okay, right? It's okay because things are not playing off. I just got a brand new distributor in Ireland because she's been watching me. I was like, Leah, it's working, right? So here's what I'm going to say. Atrévete, go for it. Dream big, dream really big, work hard, and go for it. I'm sorry, Carmen, our call didn't go as planned, but with me, girl, it never goes as planned. But you guys, this is it. This is it. You only have one life. If you haven't watched the movie Soul, go watch it. And watch it without your kids. Watch it without your kids and just pay attention to the message. Pay attention to the message. That's another movie that dramatically changed my life. I was like, man, we live our life we don't live our life doing what we really, really want to do. And that's not okay, right? I don't want to go up to heaven and have God be like, yo, I gave you all these talents. What'd you do with them? I'm going to be like, I'm sorry? No, I want to be like, yo, you gave me all these talents and I did the best that I could. I probably could have done a little bit more, but I gave it all I got. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go for it. You know? So you guys, thank you, Carmen. We were supposed to go in the middle. Carmen was supposed to say something. But anyway, I hope you guys found value. You guys just go for it. Take care of yourself. And I'll turn the call back over to somebody who really has taught me how to take care of herself. I love you so much, Carmen. And I turn the call back over to you, babe.
That was wow. I mean, how am I supposed to go after that, you guys? You know, what's funny is I was just telling my mom this weekend, I said, Dios nos ama mucho. You know, God really loves us, you know, for so many reasons. So I hope that this call left you with that message. Like, you are very loved, regardless, you know, respecting everyone's spirituality or beliefs. Just know that you are very privileged and you are very loved. And so when you have that in mind, you receive it and you take it in and you like really feel it in your heart and in your gut. And I think today that was our message overall. We are very blessed and abundant. So with that, guys, I'm just gonna say we got 7 days in the month left. Figure it out, figure the fuck out what promotions you gotta hit, figure out what promotions your team needs to hit. Like, guys, like, I think this is one of the parts that I think, as for the second part, and I'm being really honest, is this part of supervisors, we need to figure it out. Play with BizWorks, mess it up. You're not gonna break anything, right? Reach out, send those messages to the supervisors who are close to a promotion. We have 7 days left. You can do a lot and it's worth it. So with that, guys, happy Monday, happy end of month, and we'll see you all in a couple days. So with that, guys, love you. Have a great Monday.